The Sears catalog, and my brother who tried to kill me. My brother Bill and I were never on good terms. His relationship with Dad and Mom was volatile at best, and he seemed to take that out on me. Now, what I'm about to tell you may seem like two unconnected stories, but I will bring them together. It was about 1968-69, and my mom delighted in making me look like a fool, and her favorite way of doing that was through clothes. She used to buy most of the wearables through the catalog, mostly JCPenney and Sears. I truly got to dread its arrival when the summer catalog was due out. But in fairness to Sears, I waited with bated breath for the Christmas wish book to arrive. Every wonderful toy imaginable was there. But anyways, Mom usually bought our new school clothes in the summer, and the particular summer in question, 1968 or 69, well, it was the year of the mod fashions from England, and I wish they would have stayed in England. Think of a very shy 13 or 14-year-old forced to wear the get-up that I'm about to tell you about. Let's start with the bell-bottom pants. They were small, white, and black checkered. And if that wasn't bad enough, but it got worse. Imagine how the checks looked with a shirt that was in colors in various shades of bright and dark orange and black in a very psychedelic print. Top that off with a small black leather cap, and I looked the perfect fool. She made me go next door and show off the clothes to Aunt May Brennan. I wish I could remember the other kids' reaction at the bus stop that day on the way to school. I don't know, perhaps it's more merciful that my brain has it blocked and that I cannot. In the afternoon, I walked home from school, which took me through a wooded area and a golf course. And this particular afternoon was bright and sunny, but the ground was quite wet from a heavy rain earlier in the day. My older brother Bill and his pothead friend Dave Nye were walking a ways behind me on the golf course, and I, of course, was dressed in one of the several idiotic mod ensembles from a wardrobe that could only be looked at as weird at best. It was pretty obvious that both were high, and I don't think it was pot because they were very mean-spirited, and pot just usually doesn't make people unhappy. They were heckling me, and they kept yelling really mean things about me, and they were taunting me, hoping I would say something back, and eventually I did. Bill and Dave threw their books down and started after me. I didn't run because even though Bill and I didn't get along, he had never done anything to really physically hurt me. They grabbed me and tossed me as hard as they could to the ground, and then slammed my face into the mud and began kicking me as Dave just watched on, and I remember my brother actually grinding my face into the wet mud. When he finally stopped, they just walked on as if nothing had happened, but he didn't go right home. You know, I was surprised by my parents' reaction on, or lack of one thereon. Mom was mad, to be sure, and I know she told Dad, but I don't recall any serious repercussions to him. The ferocity of his hate for me that day was frightening indeed, and there were no other incidents, and as soon as Bill turned 18, he joined the military and went to Vietnam for two tours of duty. But he was never quite right in the head before he ever went to Vietnam. He loved the dope. Well, anyways, that's the story of the Sears catalog and my brother who tried to kill me.